With most of our divisions being off last week, it's a good time to bring back the segment Who's Hot and Who's Not, where Kyle, Ricky, and I will go through our 5 weekly divisions and decide who's trending in the right direction, the wrong direction, and who could be next to break out. We begin with the SK Modifieds and Kyle.
Bonssa, the track's premier division, certainly has a driver that is standing out among the rest as being hot as we approach the end of July. His name is Mike Christopher Jr., and he's been either first or second in the last 4 SK Modified races. The results stem from a new engine that was installed into the 82 by his dad, Mike Christopher Sr., just prior to this hot streak. Christopher goes into this week third in the standings, just 36 out of the lead. For my Who's Not, I'm going to go with 2-time winner this season, Troy Talman, who has had a tough time finding consistency toward the front of the field. The 3 teams showed promise early in the year with a win and a second in the first 3 races, but as of late, Talman has had a tough time finding the front, coming into this week with back-to-back finishes outside of the top 10. For my driver to watch, let's look to 4-time champion Keith Rocco. After some inconsistencies to start the season, Rocco and his Horsepower Hill Farm Dan Avery-owned team look to be turning the corner with 3 consecutive top 10s, and 2 of those were among the top 5. Rocco has moved to 7th in points and is within striking distance of the top 5.
Over the last month, we have seen some new faces fight for victory in the late models. To me, the hottest driver right now is Chris Meyer. The Live Wire won back-to-back races on June 28th and July 5th before finishing 8th in our most recent feature. But that 8th place run came after starting dead last, 18th, due to a car issue before the green flag. Meyer has all the confidence, though, that they can fight for more wins in the second half of the season. As far as who's not, I'm going to go with Tom Butler. After winning a race last season, it seemed like Butler was poised for a strong campaign in 2024. Despite an early season podium, Turbo Tom has only finished top 10 once in the last 3 races. Things have not gone the 4 teams' way, but they still have 2 months left on the season to figure out the car, find better fortune, and get back up front. And you gotta keep an eye on Bobby Sturck III in the 9 car. Sturck has finished 6th in the last 2 races, and I feel like that car has started to show more speed in the long run. He's been more consistent, he has a career best finish of 2nd in this division, and is not too far away from being up there again. Now let's go to Kyle in the SK Light Modifieds.
Bonssa Alex Pearl has been fairly quiet but consistent this season among the top 10 in the SK Light Modifieds, but has really gained some heat here in recent weeks, including a win last time out 2 weeks ago. It was his first trip to Napa Victory Lane this season. The win plus his 7 top 10s in 9 races have moved Pearl and the number 7 team to 2nd in the championship standings. As far as who's not, my pick is Robert Bloxham III, who had a streak of top 10 runs going prior to the last 3 races, where he has failed to finish no better than 19th. Bloxham was running up front 2 weeks ago when he was involved in a turn 3 incident while battling for the race lead. My driver to watch is Amanda West, who has shown speed and consistency in the first half of the season in what has been her best year yet. She is currently 5th in the standings and has finished in the top 10 in 6 of the last 7 feature events, and that includes 2 top 5s in a field stacked with nearly 30 weekly competitors. The 15 car is up front more than ever, and it's only a matter of time before West gets her first win.
The limited late models have proven to be one of the toughest divisions this season, with 9 different winners in 10 races. The car that has shown the most speed recently is Rich Hammond, who is coming off a victory in the Riley Generators 30. Hammond won that race after starting 10th, by far the deepest a winner has started in that class. He has 2 podiums in the last 3 features, which is really hard to come by with how tight everyone is. When Hammond is hot, he's really hard to beat. Gary Patnode, on the other hand, is trending the wrong way. After a couple podiums, the 22 has been faltering a bit. In the last 3 races, Patnode has mustered a best finish of 9th, falling from at one point 3rd in the standings to 6th. He is still looking to break that long drought that has gone about 2 years, and it seemed promising at first, but they have more work to do while finding more luck in their pursuit back up front. And after last week's 30-lapper, I firmly believe that Jeremy Lavoie has found something with that 6 car. Yeah, he didn't win the race, but he was very stout in the first 20 laps, the length of a regular feature. Lavoie has struggled a bit in getting a consistent grasp on the car, but last week's race was the best he has looked in a while. If he can keep that up, the defending champion can finally break through and find victory lane for the first time this season. And we cap this segment off with the street stocks. Kyle?
Bonssa Travis Haidar has been hot in the division all year, especially as of late. Haidar and his 11 car have won the last 5 feature events, including last week's non-points event, part of the New England 900. Haidar is a former divisional champion who is now just 2 points out of the championship lead. My street stock who's not is going to Bill Cody, who started the year strong with top 10 finishes in 3 of the first 4 races. That included his only top 5 of the season thus far, with a 4th. The last few weeks have been rough on Cody, that have seen just 1 top 10 run in the last 6 races, following a string of incidents and mechanical woes, including a last lap spin coming to the checkered flag 2 races ago. And my driver to watch is Brandon Warren, who outside of 2 bad nights has been among the top 10 in his number 55 car. Warren has shown good mid-pack speed and for the most part has kept his nose clean, scoring a personal best 3 top 5s in a single season, including a 4th in the division's last points race earlier this month. Warren has now moved back into the top 10 in the championship standings. All these stories will continue to unfold this Friday night when the 5 weekly divisions return to the racetrack, joined by the Open Modifieds GAF Modified Masters. See you this Friday here at the Stafford Motor Speedway.